this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the Local Show here on GrassRoots Community Network. I'm Eric Skarvin, your host. Thanks for joining us, guys, this week as we work our way through the summer series now in my favorite month of September. Oh, Septacular. You guys get ready for the beautiful fall color. It is such a great time to be here. I'm so excited to have a friend joining me on the show. She has been training. In fact, she helped me train my dog, Sunny, over 25 years ago. And she is a dog obedience trainer. I want to welcome Chris McKelvey and her dog, Sequoia, her beautiful Vizsla, who's taking a little nap. We'll try to keep the conversation lively, you know. And my dog, Marley's under the desk right now. But welcome to the show, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
It's been fun hanging out before the show and catching up a little bit. And thought I'd have the viewers get to know you with your background in training horses and dogs. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, your educational background that way?
Grew up training and showing horses. Okay. Went to college for formal education in equestrian science and business, and then came out here for horses, 1980.
Wow. And
slowly the dogs it came into the scene more and more. So I overlapped horses and dogs for a lot of years until the dogs went full-time training.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And was there reasons why you kind of shifted more to the dogs? Was it just more practical business-wise, or were you really loving dogs more, or how did that kind of work?
It was pretty equal, but I think dogs I could do easier year-round, and horses, unless I had an indoor arena, was a little harder in the winter. So, and more call for dog training. Yeah, so there's a number of reasons there. And dogs being more compact than less
horses.
Room. You need less room.
Right.
And you could cover more dogs in a day than horses.
Right. Tell us a little bit about your services, because you have a variety of services from dog training to dog exercising. Can you elaborate on some of your services?
Well, mostly private consultations, working one-on-one with people and their dogs. So now I no longer have a full service facility, so I do help people fix their dog problems behaviorally, train dogs from the get-go, maybe a new puppy, maybe a recently adopted dog for them, whether that be an adolescent or an adult dog that we're fixing or tweaking a few things. Sure, I will help exercise, get that dog a little more fit. That's a problem. We see a lot of overweight, overfed dogs in our valley, and so more weight is not necessarily better for your dog either.
Right.
And then I do group classes, so that both of those options are training people to train their own dogs at home. So you're getting so much homework. You're maybe tweaking the things you're doing at home so that we fix those behavioral problems, have a better pet dog.
Right, so my dog, Sunny, I'm going to hold up my diploma. So proud, as a proud papa. 1997, Sunny, the Sun Dog, she'd become the icon of our business, Sun Dog Athletics.
That's right.
She was a chopper granddaughter. Graduated from your puppy school, and it was really cool. We would meet one night a week with a small group of dog owners. Obviously, like you mentioned, the owner and the dog, which is really the best way to train, right?
Right.
You get trained on how to train. Your dog gets the direct training from you. And Sunny graduated, and I'm so proud of her certificate of accomplishment there. And she just turned out to be such a great dog. And it was also fun to meet, socially other dog owners and, have these conversations and mutual challenges we had with our doggies. And so there's a camaraderie there.
That's right.
Do you still enjoy those classes?
Yeah, because people are motivated to come, and it's kind of like going to any class. You have to go home and do the homework.
Right.
Because you can't just show up. An hour is not going to train your dog a week.
Right.
You're going to do it. And it's just minutes a day. I like to say it's quality of time with your dog, not hours going to a park and training. But there is a time commitment on that exercise factor.
Right. Well, let's talk about that a little more because, I mean, how much exercise should a dog get? I mean, I imagine it varies per the dog breed and the age.
A little bit.
Can you elaborate on
So a good parameter is an hour and a half to 2 hours a day
that? Okay.
for the age and fitness level of the dog, not necessarily in one chunk. So you could divide that in 2 or 3 sessions.
Right.
A fit, mature dog could definitely do 2 hours of a hike or training / play / exercise could all roll into one. And I think with the giant breeds are the only ones that get away with less. But even the
Okay.
toy breeds need exercise every day.
Okay.
There's no, it's raining, it's snowing, it's cold, it's too hot. You just work around the weather
Okay.
and get them out. And if it's short, it should be very aerobic.
Right.
Meaning
so
we could do a little faster clip and cut that down inside, or you could take a more drawn out hike.
Okay. Okay.
Not unlike your training.
Well, what about, and what about leash versus no leash? Because, I mean, I think a lot of people are tempted to go no leash, even in areas where leashes are required, which is pretty much all city, county trails, city sidewalks, because they want to have their dog run more. They
Right.
talk about, hey, I'd like my dog to run, get more exercise. Can you talk about a little bit about that? Because I know there's also safety concerns involved with leashing versus not leashing.
Right. So we want to leash our dogs, and a long line is a nice gray area of letting the dog do a little more self-exercise, exploring, sniffing, without getting into trouble.
Right.
So our trails and our Forest Service areas are still leashed, and there's a lot of wildlife, so it's not necessarily safer just because you're away from roads. And our in-city off-leash parks are not necessarily free to let your dog charge, go up to, sniff, invade other dogs' space. So
Right.
that requires a conversation to say, may my dog approach or not? So and then a lot of our city parks still border trails.
Right.
So there's a very strong line there that if you go into a trail, a sidewalk, the Rio Grande, you now have to be leashed. So a long line of an appropriate length is a good way to still let your dog get some exercise, but just letting them go is to send your dog out and say, go away from me, you don't need to hang with me anymore, just go out and do your own thing. So it's a
Right.
disconnect between the bond of the handler dog bond. You're saying, go away from me, you don't need to stick with me anymore.
Right, and now we see like a moose population that has really exploded here in the last 10 or 12 years.
Yes, big.
And some of these cows are having 1 or 2 calves every spring, like east of Aspen, North Star, Difficult, etc. And you're still seeing a lot of off-leash dogs, like on Difficult Trail. I saw the other day, not one dog was on a leash in wilderness area. And there's a lot of wildlife concerns, when these dogs interface, right?
Yep.
Whether it's a coyote or a lion or now wolves in the area.
Yep.
In Pickens County, we know they're here.
They could get killed.
Yeah.
And why would you want to send your dog out there to fend for himself?
Right, right. The other one is too in the spring, especially with the runoff. These dogs get swept down the rivers.
Oh, yes.
And we see that too because
See that every few
they're
years.
off leash
Yep.
and they just get swept away, and then people are like, "Wow, there goes my dog." So I mean, there's a lot of safety concerns in there.
Right.
There's also if off leash dogs approach your dog, is your dog also off leash? So it's more kind of vulnerable, more at risk, or do you have it on leash where you can control it and try to protect it from these other off-leash dogs? I mean, I experience that a lot where at least I've got Marley either on a leash or a ski journey setup.
Yep.
Off-leash dogs charge at her, and at least I can kind of protect her.
I
Whereas
think
if she
so.
was off-leash, she'd be more
I
more
think so.
vulnerable.
I feel my dog is always safer if I have her behind me.
Right.
Whether that's wildlife or an incoming dog that wasn't invited in. because you don't know friendly, aggressive, reactive.
Exactly.
We don't know what is coming at us.
Exactly, and just because they say one thing, like, "Oh, my dog's friendly," doesn't mean that's exactly going to be the case as we've experienced.
And that's not necessarily received. That
Yeah.
other dog may not want the friendly dog in its face either.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it takes a quick conversation.
Right.
My dog approach? Yes, no, move along.
Right.
So off leash
Good to
is
check in.
not necessarily the best way to go. I say
Right.
overly leash, especially under the age of 2, because
Okay.
then they're still an adolescent.
Right.
You cannot predict your adolescent, immature, less trained dog under the age of 2.
Right. This one just turned 2, so
Oh,
I
okay.
can totally relate in the ballpark. Okay, cool. We're going to take a quick break, rehydrate Chris.
All right.
For some very heavy talking, or what I call them, verbal intervals
Okay.
and endurance conversation. It's like
Sounds
athletic talking.
Sounds good.
So we're both bike racers too. So we're going to take a quick break, our only break of the show, guys. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. I do want to thank my summer underwriters for making our series happen for 4 months, June, July, August, September. Bridging Bionics, Haiti Children, Highlands Ale House, Independence Pass Foundation, Klug Properties, Paradise Bakery, Picken County Solid Waste Center, Sundog Athletics, Red Brick Center for the Arts, We Cycle, and the Wheeler Opera House. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be gone just for our only break, just over 2 minutes, guys. Back with Chris McKelvey and more great dog tips for you guys and dog competition, so don't go away. Paradise Bakery and Gelateria is famous for their fresh homemade baked cookies, muffins, and gelato. Locally owned and operated, they're proud of their amazing crew and appreciate locals who've kept them in business, celebrating their 50th anniversary in 2026.
Join the string beans in helping reduce food waste in our community.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Ask for smaller portions in restaurants.
Take home leftovers to eat later.
Donate unopened food to our food bank.
Let's work in concert to reduce food waste.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
The Wheeler Opera House in the heart of Aspen, rooted locally, recognized globally. Your destination for music, comedy, dance, theater, and more. Learn more at WheelerOperaHouse.com. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails. Ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue. We Cycle offers free 30-minute rides for short, transit-oriented trips along the 32-mile corridor from Aspen to Carbondale. New for 2025, Snowmass Village riders can access e-bikes at 11 popular locations. Learn more at wecycle.org.
I'm Amanda Buxtell, founder and executive director for Bridging Bionics Foundation. Our Center for Neurorehabilitation enables our entire community to get upright and regain mobility. We are where care continues.
Restoring and protecting the ecological integrity of Independence Pass for 36 years. Independence Pass Foundation works with volunteers of all ages to take care of the place we love. You're invited to enjoy and appreciate our extraordinary backyard.
Welcome to
Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us here on the Dog Friendly Local Show with my friend Chris McKelvey, who's a dog obedience trainer. She's been doing this for a long time, since the 80s. I arrived here in 82.
45 years.
Wow, that goes
Yes.
way back. So let's just start, before we get to Sequoia, we're going to talk about the dogs now. We're focusing in on the dogs, but what is it you love most about dogs? Just fundamentally.
Well, the companionship.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're going to love you no matter what. They're going to stick with you no matter what. So there's not a better animal for us as socially, right? As humans.
They are truly the best friend.
Yeah.
So the unconditional love,
Right.
the companionship, the
Right.
loyalty. They're always like, there was that movie, Jim Carrey, Yes Man.
Yes.
It's like yes dog. they're like yes to everything. Like, go for a walk? Yes. Time for a nap? Yes. Puppy chow? Yes. You know, it's just like, yeah, they're all about it, right, Marley?
And then there's Marley and me,
Yeah, and
right?
then Marley and
what
me.
what not to do?
So I named her after Bob, but then the movie sealed the deal, I like to
Yes.
say. You know, in the movie, people need to see Marley and Me with Jennifer Aniston and, what's his name? Owen Wilson?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
But the book's
Big
even better.
male, out of control. The book is amazing.
Yeah.
But let's focus in on your dog,
Okay.
Sequoia. Because you
She's
have
a-
Team Sequoia. Tell
Yeah,
us
she's
a
a
little
rock
bit about
star.
that.
Well, just to plug her, she's titled in 8 different AKC sports. She's a champion, double champion in the sport of rally.
Wow.
So we put a lot of time into training, but it's fun doing 8 different sports, keeps it a big variety. And you'll see a little
Yeah,
you
we're
can see a little rally example. For those who don't know what rally is, it exemplifies team effort. So you and your dog are being judged on as a team and how well you work together. There's a possibility of 105 different signs, kind of like studying for a big exam. You don't know what you're going to be quizzed on out of 105 signs, but a course might be 15 to 20 signs. You have to be prepared for all of them. And to keep the flow going, it is timed. It's a timed event, but timing only comes in if there is a tie of score. So it's out of 100 points.
And we got some video. We're going to let you just kind of explain what's going on. And this is a rally event.
Yeah, this
and
is
when did this occur?
This was July 4th weekend. So
Okay.
this was a national event of the top rally teams in the country. So
Okay.
you do have to qualify, and it is off-leash. So there are jumps like she did there, coming back to heel position. Each one of these signs, it's very specific. Are you moving, not moving? What can your hands and feet do? Your voice is allowed, of course, and how precise your dog is to your positioning.
But you can't touch the dog.
You cannot touch, make contact. You can talk and you can signal your dog. And so you want to go quickly and smoothly between the signs, or what you call the stations.
Okay.
That's the judge in the middle. So she's watching for any errors. You go in with a perfect score and you're just taking some points away.
Okay.
Luckily, she
So
did.
less points, the better.
No, highest.
Oh, okay,
You want
highest
100.
points, the better.
You
Okay.
want, that's a backup with a 90-degree turn with a backup, and there's some jumps, and she's going to do a spin, and that's a double spin with us.
So that's a 720 if you were at the X Games. You know, 2 rotations, the double spin move.
So she did do 100 on that course.
And you also have some agility,
Some agility.
which we saw a little bit in there in the rally, but there's some there's agility competitions
Right.
too.
Right.
We've got a
so
little video
most
of
people
that.
know what agility is, and you do have to have
we go.
very good off-leash control. The dog's going fast,
Yeah,
and of course that is timed.
that's timed.
But you can make mistake. If you notice, the obstacles have blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Those are called the contact obstacles. They must touch the yellow at both ends.
Okay.
Otherwise, that would put you into an NQ. You can't go off course in rally either, as in agility, and so
Wow.
lots of room for error and handler errors. Oh, that's the hardest when your dog is perfect and then I'm the one making the errors.
Right, it really is
She's
a
like-
team. It really is a
Yes.
team, like Team Sequoia implies. It's like either one of you, you both have to be on your A game.
That's right.
Basically.
That's right. You really got to be thinking. And in rally, the signs are numbered, so you have to pay attention to the number so you don't go off course.
Okay.
So there's a lot to glance at.
Okay, so that's a great. We appreciate Tom, who's directing our show, Tom Alpern, showing that video, and thanks for providing that.
Yes.
That's super cool. So she's a rock star.
She is.
So how much training does that take, like, say, to do the rally events?
Well, I'd say we've been in rally for almost 3 years.
Okay.
So consistently, like on a daily basis, I'd say I work with
Yeah.
my dog 2 to 4 hours a day.
Wow.
Now, in that, I will clump exercise, play, and training. So we
Okay.
don't it's not stringent, like hard at work. I mean, your training should be fun, right?
Sure,
The
sure.
dog should enjoy it. If the
Yeah.
dog is not enjoying those sports events or training, you need to liven it up and make it fun. That's when a dog doesn't come down to food. You can't take food in any event, obviously. You can't take a toy in any event.
Okay.
So and almost everything we're doing is off leash, so you have to have control at a distance.
Right. So it's verbal.
Verbal,
Like
dog
good-
watching you has to be very important. They have to look at you for the next signal.
But verbal positive reinforcement
Right.
as well. Like, what do you say? Like, good girl,
In
or
some things, you're allowed to praise, like
Okay.
rally, as you're going on. In obedience, no. You may say your dog's name in one verbal or physical signal, like a hand signal, and that's it. You are in silence until
Okay.
that exercise is over. So it is a little more stringent and particular in obedience than in rally.
right.
But they both require the dog looking at you, paying attention, loving their work. I see dogs leave the ring. If they're not having fun, there is no gate there. They may leave the ring or the field and say, see you later. So you can see who's enjoying their work.
And you're more of a proponent of positive reinforcement, just in terms of general
course.
training tips, positive reinforcement. And how is that typically done? I mean, that's when you do have some treats, right? When you're initially training
Oh,
dogs,
sure.
you use treats?
Sure.
Yeah.
And we use treats in training, but since you can't take food in a competition and in real life, you don't want to walk around always relying on food, right? You
Right.
want your dog doing it for the love of his human, of her work. And if you're bribing the dog,
Right.
that fails in all mammals eventually. So
Okay.
yes, as a reward, or in the teaching stage, we will use food to help the dog learn a behavior.
Okay.
But then that food, toy must be diminished, brought out as a big reward. Oh, that was exceptional. Let me give
Okay.
you a payout.
Okay.
Not let me bribe you. Not the breadcrumb theory, Hansel and Gretel of let me toss out food, and
Right.
in the hopes that you will still do what I'm asking you to do. So if something remains a bribe, it will fail with all mammals eventually. If there's a huge reward, if you get a huge bonus you didn't expect to have, you're like, oh, wow, I so appreciate that bonus because I
Right.
was working hard the whole time. That's where a dog can go. Rally might be a 2-minute or less course. Obedience, you're in the ring for 8 minutes, and your dog is working in between for a little bit of 10-second praise and then on to the next thing. So you can't be relying long-term on food or a toy.
So then just generally what's the best way to give positive reinforcement?
Well,
Is it
like
just-
that, it can be that, but it can be in a reward. You've done this work, good girl.
Okay.
Here's a big, this could be a fourth of your next meal,
Okay.
a half of your next meal if it was a big reward. It could
Okay.
be 10 minutes of ball, bumper throwing, a stick throwing.
Okay.
Whatever the life reward for that dog is, you know what your dog likes most. It could be frisbee, ball,
Okay.
a treat. But she has performed, and you go, oh, good girl. Here's
Right.
what you just earned. Not, here's the carrot. We don't
Right.
want the cookie out there. in hopes that you're going to do something. So that's reward versus a bribe.
Okay. Now, when we were in puppy school, Sonny and I, we had, if there was discipline that was called for, it was a scruff shake. Is that, do you still recommend that if you have to discipline your dog?
There's levels of discipline, too.
Okay.
So, yes, so depending on the crime, a dog will get an appropriate correction.
Okay.
So why does discipline get a bad rap? If you say, oh, that Olympic champion trains 6 hours a day and they get up at 3 a.m., that's discipline.
Right.
They are disciplined. No one's cracking a whip at them. They are disciplined to go out there and train. So there's nothing wrong with appropriate discipline or training or correction for a dog. It doesn't have to be abusive. So balance in life is, when are we correcting? When are we praising? When are we rewarding? And then, more importantly, when are we leaving the dog alone?
Okay.
Right? She's being left alone. She's just laying there. She's not on any command right now. So there is when should we just let them lie?
Okay.
And be,
We got to wrap the show. God, I wish we had more time, but we're going to have you back on. Did you have fun on the show today?
I do. Thank you for having me.
I have some cookies I baked for you.
Oh, I'd love that.
I'll break those out right after.
That's a reward.
We're off screen. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, Eric.
And thank you, Sequoia. What a good girl. She's so mellow. Marley could learn. Oh, Marley. Okay, Marley's laying down too now. And thank you guys above all for watching this week on The Local Show. See you next week, guys. Paradise Bakery and Gelateria is famous for their fresh homemade baked cookies, muffins, and gelato. Locally owned and operated, they're proud of their amazing crew and appreciate locals who've kept them in business, celebrating their 50th anniversary in 2026.
Want to live like a local?
Help us reduce food waste, a major contributor to climate change.
You can help in 3 simple ways.
Plan menus carefully and only buy what you need.
Collect unused scraps for compost.
Buy ugly fruits and vegetables.
Reduce food waste.
Live like a local.
From Olympic podium to Aspen real estate, I'm Chris Klug, and I know what it takes to succeed. As an athlete, I mastered perseverance and strategy, qualities I now bring to real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, my dedication and commitment are unwavering. Together we'll navigate the market and achieve your real estate dreams.
The Wheeler Opera House in the heart of Aspen. Rooted locally, recognized globally. Your destination for music, comedy, dance, theater, and more. Learn more at WheelerOperaHouse.com. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails, ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue. WeCycle offers free 30-minute rides for short, transit-oriented trips along the 32-mile corridor from Aspen to Carbondale. New for 2025, Snowmass Village riders can access e-bikes at 11 popular locations. Learn more at wecycle.org. Since 1996, Sundog Athletics offers professional instruction and guiding in 8 mountain adventure sports, including Aspen's exclusive e-biking and canoeing adventures. More at sundogathletics.com.
Welcome to